Okay, so hi guys, just to let you all know that I'm going to be running a giveaway on my channel as a thank you to hitting 10,000 subscribers. So right now I'm going to be giving away 3 separate copies of some Sims 4 expansion packs. It's going to be of the winner's choosing. However, if you do not own The Sims 4, I'll also be giving you The Sims 4 and a stuff pack of your choice. So there's 3 different ways to enter. First of all, you must be subscribed to be able to enter into the giveaway, and that is your first entry. To be able to gain a second entry, you need to visit Miss Lollipop Gaming on Facebook, which will give you a link on the site. And the third entry is to follow Miss Lollipop YouTube on Twitter, which is also linked on the giveaway page. So you guys can go ahead and get on that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the video. So, hi guys, it's Miss Lollipop, and welcome back to another video. Or welcome to if you are new. So today we're going to be starting up part 1 of our Sims 4 Strangerville Let's Play. So this is going to be a mini-series that I'm actually doing on my channel, which is going to last, you know, not as many parts as my normal Let's Plays that I do. Normally they can range from anywhere between, you know, like 50 or 60, 70 parts. But obviously I don't intend on this series lasting as long. I wanted to play out the story that obviously comes with this pack, and then I will see sort of where we want to go from there. Whether the series is liked by you guys. If it's not, obviously it won't be kept running, but if you guys like it, then that would be great, and obviously we could keep it running for as long as you guys are interested, really. So yes. So what it's going to be, obviously, right now for everyone else other than the EA Game Changers, The Sims 4 Strangerville isn't actually out, and I am not an EA Game Changer, so right now you're actually seeing me do a Sims 4, like just normal, you know, create a sim, just to sort of get our characters being built. So I wanted to go ahead and introduce you to our characters in this episode, and then the next episode is actually going to be where we get onto the gameplay, and we're going to move them into Strangerville and sort of just go from there. So if you guys, you know, aren't interested in the backstory, then I suggest you wait until tomorrow, until my Strangerville part 1, or like the actual part 1, you know, like the actual gameplay comes out tomorrow. But if you guys are interested in the story, then yeah, just continue watching. So we have 3 different Sims. Right now you're seeing me make Nora McCarthy. Okay, so she is our brainiac. She is a little cutie. She is currently an astronomer. She just got out of university, so she finally has her degree, so she is currently working on her career. Her current aspiration is she's a nerd brain, so she wants to, you know, succeed in loads of different things, and she's, you know, she's super smart just in general. She's such a smart girl, and she's so cute. Honestly, I love her so much. She is a bit of a loner, so you normally find that she's quite an introvert. She doesn't normally get on with a lot of people, and she really, you know, she struggles in crowds. She can get, you know, some serious social anxiety. She is a collector right now, but that trait is going to change to the new trait that comes out with the new pack tomorrow. So yeah, that will get changed, but for the moment she's a collector. And she's also a genius, obviously, because she is our, you know, our little genius. She's a little astronomer, and she's working on herself. So the next sim that we move on to afterwards, her name is Jordan Huerta. She is currently a dancer. Again, she has just come out of dance school, so she finally has her qualification. She's currently just dancing professionally. You know, she's not too far into her career. She's just sort of working on it herself. Her aspiration is a bodybuilder. She is athletic, and she is also a little bit insensitive, so that's one of her downsides to her. She can be a little bit insensitive to some people if she doesn't agree with them, or, you know, she just generally can be quite insensitive to certain things depending on the situation. And she's also incredibly friendly, so she gets on really well with people, and as soon as they meet her, you know, they really like her, and she always makes a good impression on everyone. And our third sim is actually Mason Boston. So he is in the military right now. He is in the 1st level, I think it is. Yeah, the 1st level, whatever that level is. So he gets on well with a lot of people. His aspiration is friend of the world. So he's friends with loads of different people and gets on well with all different kinds of people. He is athletic. He is a bro, so he gets on really well with, you know, other people, as I said. But he is a little bit hot-headed, so he does get a bit heated in certain situations and doesn't really have the patience to, you know, sort of sit there and understand people. He's not very empathetic to people's situations. And he is actually the boyfriend of Jordan. So the backstory is right now, Obviously, Nora and Jordan, they grew up together. So since they lived with each other, they both lived in Windenburg. Their families, lived together. Sorry, not lived together. They lived down the same road and they grew up together. So they were all in the same schools. It was only when they got to university that Jordan decided to go on to dance school, and obviously Nora went on to university to be an astrophysicist. So, they went on to do different paths, but they still stayed really, really good friends. So what was happening is Nora was obviously getting into her job and looking to move out in general. She's had a look at this new town called Strangerville, which she's found is really, really good for budding scientists and people looking to explore space and things like that. So she's read into it a little bit. She's realised that there's some good houses going, and they're going for really, really cheap, which is quite surprising. And obviously, since she has just come out of university, she's, kind of poor, so she doesn't really have a lot of money. So she was looking at getting a house in Strangerville anyways. And then obviously Jordan, she had some issues at home with her family, so she needed to move out. And obviously, of course, Nora, they are really good friends and have always been really good friends. She, asked Jordan if she wanted to come and rent out a house with her. So they decided that they were going to move to Strangerville together. Obviously Jordan was up for living wherever Nora was living because she needed to get out, and it was a really important thing for her to get out of the house then and there. So Nora got to choose wherever they wanted to live. And then Mason, he sort of just showed up on the works. It wasn't really expected that he was going to be moving in with everyone, but it just so happened that obviously Jordan was moving out. Her family wouldn't let Mason stay with them because I don't know if Mason's like a bad guy. I don't know really much about his backstory, but I do know that he wasn't allowed to stay round too much. Jordan's parents didn't exactly rate Mason at all. So Mason has decided to move in with Jordan. That wasn't really something that was asked of Nora. Nora wasn't really, given a choice as to Mason moving in, so I don't really know how she feels about that. From what I know, I don't really think she likes Mason too much because ever since Jordan got with Mason, she's seen a lot less of Jordan, and that kind of, makes her upset because she's always been friends with Jordan. It's kind of upsetting to her that she can't, go and see her as much because she's always busy with Mason, and she doesn't want to be the third wheel and sort of just show up. So she doesn't really like Mason, not because he's a bad guy or anything, but more of the fact of she's just kind of gotten lonely. Nora doesn't have many friends, and Jordan's always been her friend since she was younger, because what happened is when they were actually in school, when Nora was younger, she actually used to get bullied, and because Jordan has always been quite, not buff, but she's always been very athletic, she's always been liked by a lot of people. There goes my phone, sorry. She's always been liked by a lot of people. She decided to actually stand up for Nora, and that was really how they became friends. She went over to the bullies and she sort of told them what's what and defended Nora, and ever since then nobody ever picked on her. So really the friendship just sort of spurred on from there, and they decided to become friends. And then obviously they went on to the schools. Since they lived down the same road or the same street, they just kept their friendship going. They're very, very opposite people. They're very, very different, but it's almost like that opposites attract kind of thing. So that's that's sort of how it works. So yes. So in terms of the situation about moving, Nora does know a little bit about this town. So the reason why Nora wanted to move, obviously, is because all of the scientists she knows are working there. It was more of the fact of those people are sort of like her. The people who live there are all sort of quirky, and Nora doesn't really feel like she fits in anywhere, which she feels like maybe if she goes to a more secluded area with more quirky people that are more like-minded to her, that she might be able to make some more friends, which is the whole idea of why she was going to move in the first place. Now, she's heard a few, weird things that are going on in the, in the town that she's looking to move into, but she hasn't read too much into it because obviously stories are stories, they always go round. And for the moment, she's, she just wants to move out. She wants to move. She needs to find a cheap place, and it looks good to her. So she has heard a little bit about it. And I think she's going to be interested to find out once she gets there, but obviously we will see how it all plays out. And then obviously Jordan and Mason don't really know too much. Mason knows obviously it's a really good place for military because right now they've got loads of military people moving in, which is why Mason is really excited to move in, and he thought it'd be a great idea for him and Jordan to move in together. Even though he did kind of show up a little bit uninvited, but that's fine. And then obviously Jordan doesn't really know anything about the conspiracy theories. Really, she was just like, I need to get out. You know, like, would you be okay with me moving in with you? And it was sort of just a done deal. So that was sort of just how it played out, which was fine. And that's sort of how the story starts. So we're going to play the, you know, the gameplay section in the next episode. So part 2 technically, but this is part 1, the character creation. Part 2 is going to be the gameplay. So yeah, obviously that should be exciting. So I'm super excited to get you guys introduced to them, you know, actually in game and see, you know, what they're about. But as you can see, obviously we haven't finished Nora just yet. So Nora I created from scratch. So she, you know, she completely started from a base sim, and then we created her in this episode. Jordan was actually a sim that I made a few days ago that I didn't actually record. So I went ahead and dragged her in from my gallery because I did make sure to save her. So she's dragged in, and I sort of just gave her a makeover in this episode, and I just gave her, you know, like different clothing that she was wearing because I loved the sim that I made. Unfortunately, I didn't record making her, so I was kind of sad about that. But the point was, is I loved Jordan. I feel like she needed to be viewed by all, so that's why she is being introduced in this gameplay or this series, and I feel like she suits the theme of being a dancer perfectly. And you see what I mean when we move on to Jordan and sort of giving her a little bit of a makeover as well. And then obviously Mason, you will see that I gave him a full makeover from start to finish. So I created him on screen with you guys in this episode as well. So Jordan's section is a little bit shorter than Nora's and Mason's, but you will see, you know, as we go on. So yeah, I think I've kind of covered everything. So I'll go ahead and let you guys watch the end of the video and watch the, you know, character creation now that I've explained everything and you've got the backstory. And then obviously go ahead and tune into next episode that we're coming out tomorrow, or Wednesday, should I say. Wednesday, what date would that actually be? That would be Wednesday the 27th. So go ahead and tune in on Wednesday the 27th for the second episode, or the gameplay episode, of the Sims 4 Strangerville. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this series. So as always, if you guys like the video, go ahead and leave a like. And if you've got any questions, leave them in the comment section below and I'll get round to them as soon as I can. And obviously if you're new, it would be awesome if you could subscribe because it always helps our little family grow. And then if you just want to hit that little notification bell next to the subscribe button, you'll get notified every single time I upload a video, which means you'll never miss one of my uploads. That also means that if you guys are new and you want to go ahead and tune into any of my other series, you'll also get notifications for those. So if you want to go ahead and start watching a different series from me, because I have another 3 series running on my channel. I have a Not So Berry, a Get Famous series, and also a 100 Baby Challenge. So you guys should probably go ahead and check those out if you enjoy this type of content. But yeah, so as always, I love you all and I'll speak to you in the next episode. Bye guys!
Here we are, a million stars floating over our heads, beating hearts, falling apart, staying up to forget, but baby we'll fall. off a cliff. Realize there must be more to life than this. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Just grab my hand from heaven's end. With me tonight, I run away. We'll never forget the past, but what counts is our brand new start. Even if it hurts me or I get scared, just come take this risk now. We'll be prepared. I run away. I run away. Reaching for the stars, traveling so far, like a dragonfly. Keep your secrets there, hide them everywhere. Just you and I run away. I run away.
Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head.
won't stop, got your feet both locked. You get to fly with me. I can take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip blocking, but you, I know it, you know it, we make it. Crazy. Oh my baby, got me staring at you. So I'm crazy. Won't you bend that back for me? We won't stop. Got your feet both locked. You get to fly with me. I can take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it, we make it.
Uh.